Do I need to go in here?
Come this way.
All right, we are live, guys. I'm going to try and get into the picture here. We're doing a quick recap round. Actually, I need to be here.
You're right there, yeah.
Quick recap round of round 9. Finally, we had a little bit of a bounce back. We had a winning round, 21-19 on best bets. We are live from Suncorp. We're going to try and do a quick recap of the round before we head home. We just watched a couple of games on Sunday, and one was decent, and then the Cowboys just shut the bed then. We'll go over the Cowboys game first, obviously. Just lost 32-16. And 1-4 on best bets there, but dead set. Cowboys had their chances. They had their chances. We had Cowboys plus 10. We had Cowboys, we had either team 1-12. And if they go over in the last 10 minutes where they had a couple of chances, then we go 3-2 on that game. But it wasn't to be. Cowboys were pretty woeful from where we were standing.
Yeah, so we're low on battery here this week, very quick. I'm low on confidence, and the most recent game, we've been at Suncorp, we've just watched it, and the Cowboys, we can't make too many excuses because they're fucking terrible. They are shit.
They were shit.
Tamalolo, worst number of meters of this season, but he's the least of their worries. They're just fucking people like Gavin Cooper and Matt Scott are past it. Asiata shouldn't be playing in the halves. They've got no outside backs that scare you. They were shit. We lost money on that game, and we still won money this round. But that game put a dampener on it and made a good round into a pretty mediocre round for us.
That's true. And then let's rewind to Thursday night where the Sharkies beat the Titans 26-18. And we actually, surprisingly enough, lost money on that game despite being on the Titans. We thought it was a great spot for the Titans, bad spot for the Sharks coming off that big win against Melbourne Storm. And to be honest, the Titans should have covered that game. We had plus 2.5. We had plus half a try. All this shit would have won. We would have gone 3-2, I think, or maybe 4-1 on the game. And the last 20 seconds, Paul Gallen, of course, it's Paul Gallen that fucking fucks us. Paul Gallen crosses the line and turns a 3-2 night into a 1-4 night. Absolutely brutal. Terrible start to the round. And to be honest, if he doesn't cross there, I think we cash 3 or 4 multis instead of just 2.
Yeah, we had multis with Titans plus 2.5 and Titans plus 6.5, and they should have won the game, but at 18 all, I mean, it just sums up the desperation on that team. Tyrone Peachy does not give a shit about winning games. He's happy to give away a blatant penalty.
So dumb.
And honestly, make excuses in that. We took the Titans as an underdog, we had plus points, and we lost a very close game on a final play of the game try by Paul Gallen. That hurts, but the Titans didn't want the game as much as the Sharks. The Sharks got that late penalty and then got a try, and we started the round with another losing game, which was 1-4, and we heard about it for sure.
That's true.
I think we started to turn it around on Friday, but yeah, that was another bad game. It pretty much summed up how our season's going when, you look at the Cowboys game we just watched. Cowboys had so many sets on the Bunnies line. Could they score a late try that doesn't really affect the game? No, they couldn't, but the Sharks scored with Paul Gallen, final play. Indeed,
and then our bad round continued. We were slightly on the Panthers. We had, obviously, Tigers halftime to be winning at halftime or full-time, and they were, that's for sure. They fucking obliterated the Panthers. They were 24-0 up within the span of 18-20 minutes, which was very, very surprising to us. I mean, we know that the Panthers, are a very, very talented roster, and we thought that, yes, the off-field drama during the off-season would hurt them, and it did, but we thought they'd be able to pull it together. You look at that roster on paper, and it is a top 4 roster. I mean, those are the New South Wales halves, and they just can't seem to pull it together. The Tigers just jumped all over them. Panthers scored just before halftime, and you kind of think, oh, maybe they'll be able to, get a roll on here. They couldn't. Very, very good effort from the Tigers, and we debated long and hard about whether to take the Panthers in that spot because we knew it was a good spot for the Panthers. They just got rolled, but we also knew it was a good spot for the Tigers, just getting absolutely pumped by the Roosters. And yeah, they were just too good. They came out way more enthusiastic than the Panthers. Yeah, so we had the Tigers to be winning at halftime or full time. They blew the Panthers off the park. First 20 minutes is 24-0, and they're scoring all the tries on the left edge, just running them in like a training drill. And we had the Panthers to score more than 7 first half, more than 17 for the game. So when you concede a lot of tries, you're not out of it. I mean, they did score first half. We just needed a second try first half. But the Panthers are just woeful. And, I mean, we put some of those bets on before. Wonga Blake got dropped for not coming to training. Kate Ellis was out of that side. But the Panthers were just absolutely horrid. So yet another game we lost money. We turned it around in the following game. But, I think that was a stretch of best bets where we
had probably our worst run in 5 years.
Yes, that's true. And to be honest, like, people were, after that game, people were like, oh my God, you cunts are fucking useless. But I'll tell you what, we said on the pod, our favourite sides of the week were the Broncos and were the Storm. And then next up, we had the Broncos. We had 7 best bets on it. The most best bets I think we may have ever had in the entire season on a team. We're very, very confident in the Broncos. We end up only going 4-3 on best bets out of 7 on our favourite side of the round. And they win by 16 points, which is an absolute blowout, no matter which way you look at it. But somehow we only go 4-3 because of some, team first try markets. But that honestly could be the boost that the Broncos needed. Milford was decent. Dearden is decent. And I think that maybe that's the spark that they need. I know we've said this previously, that the Broncos need to kind of kickstart their season because they have been absolutely woeful. On another note, Manly, let's just say this. I know a lot of people are giving us shit for taking Broncos, but they're at home. They're playing a Manly team. Let's not forget that Manly is still missing their best 2 players, Cherry Evans and Tommy Turbo. People can't just forget about that. I know that when you win a few games in a row without your best players, people forget about those people. You can't do that. Manly is still a below average team.
Yeah, for me, I wasn't even that impressed by Brisbane, and if you saw the game, it was in the balance for the first 60 minutes, but we had confidence that they had too many troops for Manly to handle, and as you say, like, Cherry Evans didn't play, Tvojevic, and Dylan Walker's another guy that will come back into this team. I actually think Manly's best player is Jake Tvojevic, but really the bet was that Manly did not have enough cavalry to kind of hang with Brisbane, and as bad as Brisbane have been, Brisbane had to win that game, and I thought, it was impressive by Milford, and he's showing actually that he can do a little bit more without Nikorima there, maybe because Dearden complements him because he's not the same type of player. But yeah, it was good to turn the round around, and that was one of probably 5 matches in a row that we won money on, and we're brave enough to take a Brisbane team that a lot of people are sick of this season, so that was the first of 4 teams in our head-to-head multi that we won as well. So we got back on the board with a couple of multis this round too.
Yeah, true. We won an over $8 head-to-head multi, and we also won a $2.30 multi, which was a same gamer as well. We only gave out 3 multis for the round.
Right, now Super Saturday.
6. Yes.
Super Saturday, we won all 3 games. Let's go Super Speed because I think the battery's about to run out.
Okay, Super Speed. So Knights beat the Bulldogs 22-10. I know on the previous pod we said that we had a lean to the Bulldogs. The only reason we took the Knights was because of personnel info, obviously. Harry Renara out, Kerrod Holland drops, Reece Martin drops, amongst other things. And that's what lent us to the Knights, and they were just too good in the end.
And Ramian was back for the Knights. They're up 16-0. And if they don't throw an intercept try to Remus Smith early second half, they'd probably run away with it. The Dogs made them sweat, but in the end we went 4-1 on our best bets in that game. The Knights did roll, but it was close in the end.
And something we copped a lot of shit for was taking the Warriors against the Dragons. The Warriors ended up winning by 8 points. It was just an easy one for us. We felt like these were fairly similar teams in terms of power ratings. We're on a neutral venue here. We're in Brisbane. Obviously, Warriors have to travel a little bit further. But, Warriors turned up finally and got the win by 8 points as a 2.5 point underdog, which is very solid.
Well, they turned up in the second half.
In the second half only.
Down 18-6. I feel like our bets were hanging by a thread there because I feel like if the Dragons would have put on any more points, I mean, they missed a penalty, but if they would have put on one more try at 18-6, Dragons probably win that game. But second week in a row for the Dragons, they blow, a double-digit lead at half-time. Warriors came out with spirit. I have to applaud RTS. He scares the shit out of the defence every time, and if he's not breaking the line himself, he's attracting 3 defenders and opening space for teammates. He did that for multiple tries, including the winning try. It's a big win for the Warriors that deserved to win in the last month of football, and they got one there. And we got, what did we go? We went 4-2 on our best bets in that game because
should have been more. Because
the first half the Warriors weren't good enough, but at least second half come over the top of them and won more money on that game.
And then my equal favourite play of the round was the Storm against the Eels. They absolutely brutalised them, won by 54 points. Don't know what else to say, I guess. When the Storm are on a roll, they are one of the best teams in the comp, and they showed that against the Eels, who have been playing very, very well, but were just shown up against a top fucking team in that one.
Yeah, we've said for multiple weeks that it's only a matter of time till the Storm
rolls someone.
Till the Storm destroy somebody, and it was last night. And we were on the Storm. We had 4 best bets. We swept that game. We won all 4 pretty easy. We had Storm first to 20 points and to score more than 3 tries. Easy. Yeah, and they destroyed the Eels. And the Eels, it's all about attitude. And once they were down big and then they got Siva sent to the bin, they really had no hope in that game. And as much as the Eels have played good footy this season and they've come back from deficits before, the Storm meant business yesterday, and that allowed us to have a super Saturday. That was also the 4th of 4 of our favourite head-to-head bets that we won. So we won our multi there, and as Alex said, we won on Friday night as well. So
over $8.
That turned things around. Sunday we had some mixed results, and we were here to witness it in person.
We were here to witness it indeed, and sorry to all you Eels fans, but no team that's ever lost by, that's ever conceded 50 points or more has gone on to win the premiership. So you guys are toast. Next up, first game on Sunday that we watched was actually a cracking game. Roosters beat the Raiders 30-24. We were on the Raiders. They did cover the game. Unfortunately, we had 4 bets on it. We only go 2-2, which was a little unfortunate. But I mean, the Raiders showed some heart coming back from big down in the first half. And the Raiders are just a very, very solid team. Ricky Stewart has them playing very good football. But the problem is when you run into a Roosters juggernaut and they can just put tries on you in a flash. And it's like, what was the halftime score? It was 24-6. So then, I mean, Raiders still came back from that. But it's like, it's very, very tough to go against the Roosters side that we know is the most talented side in the comp, but Raiders still do get the cover, and we end up going even on that game when probably we should have won a few more than we lost.
Yeah, I do feel like Roosters deserve to win that one. It's good spirit by the Raiders, and they fought back. Part of the reason Latrell was off for about 40 minutes of the game and hampered when he came back on. Cordner was scratched early. Tupou was scratched early.
So you need to watch out about those.
Yeah, we need to monitor those moving forwards. But I mean, the Roosters scored 3 tries, I think, from in their own half of the field, and it killed the Raiders, and in the end it was just a little bit too many points to kind of catch up. So it's a shame that they were a bit lazy around dummy half and allowed those early holes, and they were in a hole from a very early stage in that game. And yeah, we fought back and won 2 of the 4 best bets that we had on the game, which is always a little bit disappointing when you're on the team that covers the game.
Yep.
But that's the way it went, and that was the early game that started. But we spoke about the game that followed that.
Indeed.
So a mixed round for us, as I said. We still won money, not as much as we probably hoped to win this round, but that's the way it goes. We've been in a little bit of a hole in that. Last round was our worst round that we've had in
We still won
seasons.
money, and we've copped a lot of shit, and we still won money on singles this week, and we still won a lot of money actually on multis. We've cashed an $8 multi, we cashed over $2 multi. I mean, we certainly won.
If you're putting $50 on multis, as we say,
you won $300 plus.
You won a few $100 on our multis.
So very solid.
And we fought back after a bad start to the round and after a bad round last round, and we'd better let you guys go. But thanks for tuning in as always, and hope you'll tune in with us next week. There's still 2/3 of the season to go.
Yep.
And
we still won money overall, and tune in on Wednesday night 6 p.m. to preview round 10, and I may or may not go on a rant. We'll see how we go.
Let's look forward to that. All right, thanks.
See you
Cheers,
guys.
lads. Have a good one.